Hey, come here. I'm about to tell you the funniest joke you've ever heard. I love stabbing fat women, I have 5 Me Too allegations against me, and I hate Native Americans. Pretty funny, right? Wait, what's that? Jokes are supposed to have a setup and a punchline, and they're supposed to be clever and subversive, and just saying hateful shit doesn't make for a good joke? Okay. Snowflake alert. Looks like we got ourselves a snowflake who doesn't understand comedy. Guess what? I just melted you, you snowflake bitch. Alright, now that all the snowflakes are gone, let's take a look at the topic of today's video, Danny Mullen. Danny Mullen is a YouTube comedian who went viral a few weeks back for this brilliant bit of comedy.
Ideally, they have titties that protrude further than their big belly.
Right, we hope.
If not, they need to be shot in the head like cattle. Love for a guy in full samurai armor and a katana just to dissect them. Right over the navel. And then if they could stay alive long enough for you just to tit fuck them and mouth fuck them, and then they perish from this earth.
Jesus
That's all you need, because the bottom half of a fat girl, is there anything more worthless?
Okay. So you want to put bullets in fat women's heads, then cut them in half and rape them. Really funny stuff, man. I just have one suggestion. I want you to go to any comedy club in LA and perform that bit exactly how you just performed it. Now, do you think that that bit would get a big laugh, or do you think it would be met with silence and then you would get booed off stage? Now, I'm gonna guess that it would be the latter, because going on a demented rant about how much you want to murder fat women isn't gonna get a laugh from any rational audience. Also, notice how not even his sycophantic little lackeys are laughing at the joke.
Right over the navel?
Jesus.
That's all you need.
They're literally groaning because of how fucking uncomfortable it is. But they know that if they were ever to tell Danny how unfunny he is, they would instantly get booted from the crew for damaging his frail little ego. Now, if I were to sit here and give a response like, that joke is so offensive, that's one of the most disgusting things I've ever heard, jokes like this actually do help contribute to violence against women, none of those responses will do anything to Danny, because trolls like him feed off of responses like that. The only way to hurt someone like Danny is if people stop giving him attention, stop giving him money, and stop thinking he's funny. The problem is, apparently, there are hundreds of thousands of depraved incels on the internet who do think it's funny to fantasize about murdering fat women. Any criticism against Danny for how unfunny he is and how he's actually fucking hurting people will just be met with the classic, cancel culture is at it again, even though Danny constantly criticizes other YouTubers who he finds unfunny and untalented.
Big DOS TV, and that was epic. This is a hit piece, people. I didn't want it to come to this, but the level of sludge around here has gotten too high. I feel like I'm uploading videos to an open sewer.
I feel the exact same way when I watch your videos. Well, Danny, today I hope to give you a little taste of your own medicine, or as you would say, a little slice of your own katana. Danny responded to the backlash against the joke on his podcast.
A bunch of people are coming after me. Rotund people. The mob's after me. The good news is all I have to do is keep up a steady jog and I can stay away from them.
Ha 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 ha. Get it? Because fat people are slow? Never heard that one before, Danny.
You know what? Fuck it. I actually stand by what I said exactly, Leo. You know, because obviously I was fucking joking. What I was doing, because there is truth in comedy, through that bit, I was essentially saying that men, when they see an overweight woman, are not inclined to be attracted to her.
So the joke is, I'm not personally attracted to fat women, so let me describe in graphic detail how I want to brutally dismember them. Wow, that's a really hilarious joke format, bro. Here's some other jokes you could make with the same format. Man, the food at McDonald's isn't that great, so I'm gonna go down to my local McDonald's and slowly decapitate every single employee working there. Or, you know what sport is boring? Baseball. So I think we should have every single baseball player in the world lined up by a firing squad and have their brains blown out. Do you understand how saying this type of joke, where the punchline isn't funny, it's just describing unhinged violence, makes you seem like an actual fucking psychopath? You probably do, because you clearly see yourself as some sort of real-life Joker from the movie Joker. And you actually do remind me of the Joker, because you're a pathetic, unfunny loser who's terrible at comedy, who can only get attention through spreading hatred.
Also, I said explicitly that the top half of overweight women is great. So I don't get what's so wrong about. I mean, girls, you still 50% of you is perfectly good.
Even if we set aside how fucking demented your joke is, it still has a terribly unfunny setup and punchline. Here's an example of a fat joke from an actually successful comedian.
It's the excuses that get me. The excuses are amazing. The camera adds 10 pounds. Stop eating fucking cameras.
Setup. Fat people say the camera adds 10 pounds. Punchline. Well, then they should stop eating cameras. You know, pretty funny, pretty clever. Your setup. The top half of fat women is more attractive than the bottom half. Your punchline. So we should shoot them in the head, cut them in half, and then rape them. Wow, dude, that is just the funniest joke I have ever heard in my entire life. I'm sure comedy clubs are just lining up to book you. Oh, what's that? All the comedy clubs you were set to perform at dropped you? Well, what can you do? I guess comedy clubs just don't understand comedy.
I just, again, believe that real comedy comes from truth, and the truth is we're attracted to people with narrow waists and big hips.
I will never understand why people like this focus so much on other people's bodies. Like, personally, I couldn't care less what other people's bodies look like. But snowflakes like Danny get so triggered by the mere existence of fat people that they can't help but fantasize about murdering them. Like, okay, you're not attracted to fat people. Do you want a fucking medal or something? Like, who gives a fuck?
This is about a certain category of women, the plus size ones, being jealous of people who have real gripes. You know, black people, Jewish people, transgendered people, gay people, people who have actually experienced violence and discrimination, real violence and discrimination to extreme levels.
So because fat people don't face as much discrimination as black people, that means they face absolutely no discrimination. Brilliant logic, dude. And since you care so much about discrimination, I'm sure you're extremely respectful to people of other races.
No, I already told you, I want to strip your land, all your tribes of their land.
Oh, you're not? You're just a disingenuous asshole? Got it.
They want to have access to all the top quality men without having to do a damn thing to get it.
Did you hear that, ladies? This right here is the face of a top quality man. I'm sure fat women are just devastated to find out that a man who looks like Weasel from the new Suicide Squad movie doesn't find them attractive. I just have to show you this clip.
One thing that I always tell people who are trying to get laid is you need to limit the time you spend with a girl before you fuck her. You can only be witty and cocky and smooth for so long before your shit starts to stink.
This dude is literally admitting that the more time he spends with women, the less they like him. That is not normal, dude. If you're a good person, women will like you more the more they get to know you. In general, people tend to like me more the more time they spend with me. You're literally just admitting that you're an unlikable person. That is such a self-roast. Holy shit.
You're not victims. You're not a protected category. Go to the gym. Don't get mad at me. Planet Fitness.
Yeah, fat women are the ones in the wrong for not going to the gym enough to meet Weasel Boy's arbitrary standards. He's not the one in the wrong for fantasizing about murdering them for no good fucking reason. Don't be ridiculous. Danny is incredibly predictable. If Danny were to watch this video, his response would probably be something like, "Look at this fat white knight trying to come to fat women's rescue. You should spend less energy being triggered and more energy going to the gym." Look, Danny, I'm not making this video to stand up for fat women. Fat women can stand up for themselves. And then Danny would respond to that by saying, "Well, it's not very easy for fat women to stand up for themselves because it's not very easy to stand up when you have so much fat." Danny, your jokes are so stupid, boring, and predictable that I can make them for you. Danny takes a lot of pride in the fact that he's a real comedian.
Real comedy?
He even has such a massive ego that he thinks he could be more successful than Louis C.K. on YouTube.
If Louis C.K. and Adam Carolla came to YouTube and tried to do what I do, I would roll those guys.
Danny, the only thing you and Louis C.K. have in common is your tendency to sexually harass women.
Delusion and ego can destroy you.
Yeah, I agree, and you're a great example of that, Danny.
I've been writing and performing and training comedy for 8 years. It's a full-time job.
Wow, 8 years of comedy experience, and no successful stand-up specials, no sponsors on any of your podcasts or YouTube videos. Most of your YouTube videos are demonetized, and the way you get people to subscribe to your Patreon is by manipulating them with the promise of titties. Also, I checked out your subreddit, and it appears that most people on there have turned against you as well, and they all agree with me that you're slowly getting less and less funny as you slowly get less and less views and slip into internet obscurity. Also, once YouTube realizes all the laws that you've been breaking on your account, they're gonna delete your channel, and then you will be left with nothing. And I think that's pretty funny. Well, unlike you, Danny, my channel does get sponsorships. Halloween is coming up, and you and me both know that you're not going to be invited to any Halloween parties. But rather than spend your Halloween crying at home in your loneliness, why not spend it playing Raid Shadow Legends? Right now is the perfect time to start playing, because this month, Raid's got a non-stop schedule of special events and activities, including an absolutely jam-packed Halloween lineup towards the end of the month. We're talking big rewards, tournaments against other players, and special fragment events where you can get some brand new legendary champions, including one very spooky Halloween champion. Personally, I think the Masked Fearmonger and Brackus the Shifter are pretty badass, but my favorite is definitely Harvest Jack, because he's got a frickin' pumpkin for a head. As I've been playing the game, I'm honestly really impressed with the graphics, and it has surprisingly deep combat that you wouldn't expect from a mobile game. So if you want to get a huge head start in Raid, click the link in my description or scan my QR code. You'll get the epic hero Chinoru, 200k silver, 1 XP boost, 1 energy refill, and 1 ancient shard so you can summon another champion as soon as you get in the game. You can find your rewards here. These rewards will only be available for the next 30 days and they're for new players only. Once you're in the game, you can find me under the name Bearded Mister. Come join my clan. Just click the link in the description and I'll see you in the game. Alright, back to the video. Danny was also a guest on this show that I assume is called the Sad Dad Podcast, where he basically bitched and whined about how everyone's trying to cancel him.
We got canceled super heavily by fat chicks.
This whole everyone's trying to cancel comedians thing is so fucking boring. You want to know why? I'll give you an example. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. This show makes offensive jokes all the time, but have you ever seen the creators of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia going on random podcasts and crying about how everyone is trying to cancel them? No. You know why? Because very few people do try to cancel them, because they're actually funny. So rather than spending your time bitching and moaning about how the snowflakes are trying to cancel you, make funnier comedy.
So I just come in with, is there anything more worthless than the bottom half of a fat girl? I mean,
there's nothing more pathetic than watching a group of washed-up middle-aged men giggle about how much they hate fat women. I assume they're all going through divorces or something, so they have to let out their frustration somehow.
Seeing the true colors of the woke mob was very interesting. These people who claimed to be moral I was called a rapist. They were attacking my hairline. A rumor got out that I was 5'5" and everybody was like height shaming me.
People like this, for some reason, are under the impression that the left is all about being nice to people, so they think it's some sort of massive hypocrisy when people on the left are mean to them in the same way they're mean to people like fat people. The left never claimed it was about being nice. The left is about defending marginalized groups. So if you act like an asshole to marginalized people, they're gonna act like an asshole to you. That's freedom of speech, bro. You're not pointing out any hypocrisy, you moron. So, by now I think we can all agree that Danny's an unfunny idiot with terrible jokes, but his content goes much past just bad jokes and into actually harassing people in public and breaking multiple laws.
1920s theme today.
Let's meet a few members of the Danny Mullen crew. This is Leo. He's an ex-Bachelorette contestant who got fired from his job for sexually harassing women, so now he spends his life leeching off of Danny's waning relevance and, allegedly, cheating on his girlfriend.
You're gonna go around with your negative news clippings and you gotta try to pick a girl up. And you're not gonna be alone, Leo, because I made bullshit Me Too accusation stories for everybody in the crew!
Picking up women with Me Too allegations. Well, that'll definitely make women uncomfortable, I guess. Everyone laugh. I don't even understand what the joke is here. Is the joke that you think society keeps canceling men over false sexual harassment allegations? So to prove society wrong, you're gonna go out in public and sexually harass people? Because it kind of seems like you're proving society right. Or are you literally just using Joker logic, like,
society says that men harass women. Well, if that's what society thinks, then I'll become what society says I am.
that is so fucking lame, dude.
I was actually a Bachelorette contestant, and here it is. I was accused of sexual harassment. Right now, the crime, as you can see, you need my big dick. It's
This man is literally making jokes to strangers about the actual sexual harassment allegations against him. If that doesn't show you what kind of scumbag this man is, I don't know what will.
I mean, right? What do you mean, man? Did you play a hater, man? I'm just trying to. I'm not a player hater. That's
This man is being perfectly reasonable, calling them disrespectful, because as you're just going about your day, you shouldn't have to deal with man babies like this harassing you. But of course, Danny's incel fans call this man a simp for expecting basic human decency.
She had a cavernous vagina. She actually did need his big dick. It was the only way she could feel anything.
I was just being honest. It was good advice. You guys don't have nothing better to do than this shit?
This absolute Chad just fucking destroyed them, but they don't even realize it because they're so delusional.
Hey, excuse me. No. Hey, yo. You gotta have a mask on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh look, Danny is ruining a minimum wage worker's day in the middle of a pandemic. Hilarious, dude. These types of people are so fucking selfish. The only thing they care about is getting content so they can get YouTube views. They don't care how many people's days they ruin with their unfunny garbage. And the thing is, Danny will regularly criticize other YouTubers because he thinks they put out terrible content for the sake of views.
Alex Warren and Josh Richards command salaries equal to the GDP of Paraguay.
And then he turns around and puts out even worse content than the people he's criticizing. Do you really think this is good content, Danny? This cringy, unoriginal mime bit? Like, he's a mime, but he's a horny mime. Yeah, dude, that is peak comedy. It's definitely not the type of thing that fucking third graders laugh at.
No, Mr. Beard, you don't get it. Danny's comedy is satire.
Okay, what is he satirizing exactly? Mimes? Is this a commentary on how horny mimes are? Is he satirizing the hypocrisy of sexual harassment victims by sexually harassing people? This is not satire. This is immature incel troll humor for brain-dead teenage boys. Let me show you an example of actual satire. The character of Dennis from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He is a satirical parody of misogynistic psychopaths.
If the girl said no, then the answer obviously is no. No. But the thing is she's not gonna say no. She would never say no because of the implication.
Danny, on the other hand, clearly actually holds misogynistic opinions.
Because there is truth in comedy. When most guys in a bar see a fat chick, after a couple shots of Fireball and a couple Bud Lights, they're thinking, well, she'd still be good for a tit fuck if I could get her in a hot tub.
So the character of Dennis is a parody of people like Danny. Danny is not a parody. He's just an asshole.
Hey ladies, I got a joke. Who are the best women to try to sleep with? Mime women. They aren't allowed to say no.
Just look at the faces of all of the women in this video. They are clearly so fucking uncomfortable, and in many instances, they seem genuinely violated. But Danny doesn't care because making women uncomfortable is the bread and butter of incel humor. When incels watch this, they think to themselves,
I always make women uncomfortable when I talk to them, and Danny makes women uncomfortable too. He's just like me.
I honestly wish that it stopped at just making people uncomfortable, but this man goes past the point of bothering people and into committing actual crimes. So in this clip, Danny admits that he's aware that children will be seeing his extremely sexual mime act.
Are you ready to attract a crowd?
Oh yeah. What am I saying? You're the great.
You need to be exceedingly vague. I want you to come up with it all on the spot.
All right.
But I want you to remember, Leo, this is a show that all ages can enjoy.
He is hoping that children will see it because he thinks it's funny.
I was more just saying it's a show for all ages, so it'll be ironic when we cut to the most all ages show of all time. It's going to be something that would get you landed in a prison sentence if this were like the 1800s. That's how gnarly it's going to be right now.
Now, I did a little research, and according to California's penal code, it is illegal to perform an offensive sexual exhibition with the knowledge that minors will see it. While he's performing, someone literally warns them that they should stop because there are children nearby.
Oh man, I'm a hired actor. I made sure there was no kids. I said it's an 18 over.
There are multiple shots where you can see children in the background witnessing this shit. And according to YouTube's terms of service, they will delete someone's channel if they are committing a crime in one of their videos.
It's one thing to get canceled for saying something racist. Then it's not exactly cool or humble to be retaliating, to be talking shit back. No, I already told you, I want to strip your land, all your tribes of their land. And if you get canceled for some sort of sexual thing, then that's really taboo and there's not much you can do.
Oh yeah, Danny? What about being canceled for purposefully pantomiming masturbation in front of children? Do you think you could come back from being canceled for that shit? And this isn't even the only potential crime that Danny committed in this video. Here's a highlight reel of all of the crimes that, in my opinion, Danny could potentially be held responsible for. Danny, you're under the impression that your comedy appeals to most people and that it's actually a small group of people who wouldn't find your comedy funny.
Yeah. This is people with a sense of humor versus a very small but very heavy subsection of society.
But it's actually the opposite. Most people don't find it funny when you're just being an asshole in public, sexually harassing women, and forcing children to witness your filth. This might surprise you, Danny, but most functioning adults actually care about the safety of women and children, and your little band of basement-dwelling incels is only gonna care about you for so long.
I'm a fucking asshole. I'm never gonna work in corporate America. I'm never gonna try to get a job writing for or hosting the Oscars. You can't hurt me.
Look, Danny, one of these days, YouTube is going to realize that you've been breaking the law on their platform, and they're going to delete your account. One of these days, Patreon is going to realize that you've been breaking the law on their platform, and they're going to delete your account. And one of these days, one of the people that you hurt in your videos is going to decide to press charges, and then you're going to end up in prison, and possibly even end up on the sex offenders list. And once you're on that list, I don't think anyone is gonna care how much you say it's just a joke. I hope that one day, the American criminal justice system slices you in half with the katana of justice. Go fuck yourself, Danny, you weaselly fuck.
And now, a song from the perspective of an average Danny Mullen fan.
Danny, you're so fucking cool. I wanna be just like you. I wanna make women feel unsafe, 'cause that's what cool guys do. And guys like us, we just don't give a fuck. Who needs human decency? That shit's for simps and cucks. It's just a joke, bro. When you commit crimes, the fucking snowflakes want you to do time. But even if you're a sex offender, I will still be here. 'Cause you're the real life Joker. You're the one the snowflakes fear. Subscribe to the channel, then go follow my Twitch, and then go check out my Patreon, you stupid bitch.